why does the Chinese government think Falun Gong is a threat to them, in the first place? So I don't understand, the logic here. Is it just for the purpose of harvesting organs, or, any other reasons behind?
I think it's the central question. The problem is that there may be several answers at different times. 1999, that's a different answer, and probably has more to do with Jiang Zemin and a certain, to some extent, a quasi-leadership struggle that was taking place, including the fact that one of the top people had a wife who was doing Falun Gong. But in the middle of in between there, it becomes something else. It becomes an action-reaction phenomenon. I mean, the Falun Gong is an unusual group. Look at the. I don't like to say this. I don't like to say this in a mean way, certainly. That the Tiananmen Square dissidents. But where are they now? I mean, I'm friends with some of them on Facebook, and there's a weird lack of seriousness about that. About a group that where people died, in a sense, for some of the leaders' behalf. It didn't turn into much. They went on to do .coms. They went on to do various projects, and some of them stayed. Maybe Wang Dan stayed very true to the original principles. Falun Gong is an unusual group. They really stayed very persistent on this, and over time they built media. They built methods of not sometimes successful, sometimes unsuccessful, but often very successful on the Chinese side. In other words, they've been terribly unsuccessful in some ways at getting their message out to the West, but they've had a lot of media beaming into China, including Sound of Hope Radio, the internet, obviously, and New Tang Dynasty for years. This is a huge threat to the Chinese state at this point. It doesn't matter if they like Falun Gong, they dislike Falun Gong. At this point, you're Chinese, right? Mm-hmm. You know that the most powerful force in Chinese history is martyrdom, okay? That, in a sense, Falun Gong now holds a special card, a moral card, that the Chinese leadership, the Chinese Communist Party, really doesn't have. It's a very unusual card. It has to be played very carefully.